the boys have settled down. Come on, bud. Hey, welcome back to Ohrmundt Simmentals. This is Chris. All right, Monday afternoon, and it's pretty decent out here. Dad is actively hauling, so I'm gonna head over to the Mahindra and be ready for that. We let little Nala out. And I'm guessing she's been worked over throughout the night, so she's probably a little sore. But yeah, she's moving all right. And Nora's stuck in a corner here. I don't know what your deal is, kiddo. Oh, those two are two peas in a pod, I tell ya. One's hopefully staying for a little while, and one is not. But on the dock for this week: 1, haul manure. 2, Wednesday, I'm taking a half day. We're doing bull test day, so they get their swimmers checked. Vet will be coming over and get those guys checked out. There's only 3 this year, so it should be short and sweet. Normally we have 4 or 5, but if you remember, we sold the full blood without a test. Start out with, we want to get the bulls north of the border today. It was kind of on the list for yesterday, but yesterday just kind of turned into such a, you know, a shite show that we didn't get that far. So I'm gonna grab a straw bale. I originally told Dad, like, oh, we'll just use a stock bale, but I think what I'm gonna do is grab a stock bale too after this, after I get the calves out of the yard. So I'm gonna put a straw bale where the bulls are and then in the barn, so they got a nice place to be for the next few days. Because even after that, then we want to put them back where they were over the winter before they went to the BDA. Since it's the bulls, and if we're gonna take any pictures of anybody for like auction consignments or anything like that, I've already put out with like Facebook posts and stuff some pictures, but this will be kind of pictures because we'll clean them up a little bit if there's any any little bit of extra manure tags or mud tags or anything like that, we'll scrape most of those off. We usually will grab a couple new fresh picks, especially if we're going to consign them to a sale, which most likely is what's going to happen for at least 2 of them. For some reason, I have not gotten a lot of inquiries into our bulls this year. I normally get at least 8 or 9 questions on bulls, if not a dozen, even just like, hey, how much you asking? And then usually 4 or 5 that are like, you know, asking information and follow-ups and stuff like that. This year I've only had like 3, and I don't think our quality of bull is bad this year. I mean, that 153, he's a little bit smaller, and he's definitely starting to look a lot better in the last month. The 2 better ones, they're definitely right there on par with the rest of the stuff we've had over the years. All right, this should be more than enough for those guys, and they'll take care of spreading it out. Always have faith in the boys to spread out the straw for us. And then, I don't know, this is about half or a third of a bale. Just need enough to bed the barn. So let's get this guy unrolled and move on. All right, let's cruise the crowd. I think Deja might have actually been in heat, which would be kind of cool. Not gonna bring her in to AI her this year. I want the bull to breed her, and then if she can have a nice early calf next year, then we'll try and AI her next year. Yeah, she's right down here. Not really seen anybody else new. Maybe, I think I might have mentioned PZ before. Who's this one right here? Who is that? Girl's gonna make me get off the tractor. FH75, that's who that is. And then Deja's right there. Well, I don't know. I'd go 50-50 on that one. But FH75, I'll definitely mark that one down. All right, Dad's gonna spread out the stalks, and then we can let those calves back in. And we got the bulls back in here. I think I probably could go over and grab their trace block. Here's our 53. Still looking good. And then the other boys are just kind of scoping things out. So, unfortunately, when you do moves like this, all they want to do is fight. And you just hope nobody gets hurt. At least hurt severely. Because we've had that happen before. And these are our 2 better boys right here. You got the 313 and the 53. So this guy, you got a mic drop out of a True Justice going back to upgrade, you know, so you got a little more frame, but definitely has the length. He's got the muscle. He's got everything. You could cross him with some Angus and get some gorgeous calves. Same with 53. 53 I think you could put on anybody, and I think you're gonna get just performance. I think performance out of both of them, but I think this guy you might get a little bit more because he is a bull ruler out of a True Justice. And then there's this guy, and yeah, he's a little bit smaller, but he is a True Justice son. Come on, bud. Come on, bud. Come on. But I think he'll turn out nice. you know, you put him on a couple of cows this year and he gets the bulk next year, I think he'll be just fine. And with all these bulls, I think the way that we breed them with the balance and maternal traits and the growth comes, grow out the calves or keep the replacements. It doesn't matter. I think he'll do well either way. All right, Tuesday. It's Tuesday. And the boys have settled down. Still got the steer in here. And we're probably just gonna leave him in here with them. As again, we got bull tests tomorrow. The vet said she'd be here about noon. But Dad was able to finish yesterday spreading on the field by the pit. So now he's going behind the house again. And he did say that that drain ditch that we're starting to cut into is hard as a rock, which is nice. We've been a little dry for, what, 2 weeks now? Like, we haven't had rain, which for us personally is really nice. We're finally to the point where it's like, all right, you know, if we got a 1/4 inch of rain, not a huge deal. 1/4 inch would probably be kind of nice. If our 301 True Justice wasn't in heat the last time, she was definitely in heat this morning or last night. So that's a definitely good sign. She is on our second AI group list. All right, load 3 heading out. I'm gonna throw the spike on. I still have to get a little silage up here, but I wanna move some bales. And then I'll feed them, the cows, their bale. All right, tonight we did another 2 bale night. Dad thought it'd be a good idea to throw an extra one out, so I said I'll give him a good 25 and we'll give him a 24. So we'll see how much is left tomorrow. I don't know what the heck he was doing because he literally just drove behind the field. I couldn't tell. He must have went in the house for a little bit. No biggie. Let's check things over here quick. CF10, I think, yeah, she'll be on, most likely on the second AI group. Might try 50 again. She's skunked me as far as sticking to AI the last 2 times I tried her. Here's our steer, EP50, CE's steer calf. This is the one that's got the limp. Putting a little bit of weight on it. That's a little better than yesterday. Yeah, that's better than yesterday. I don't want to push them around too much either, so. Then there's Barb. She's okay yet. YC913, I could care less. And the reason I say that, she's in great shape. The stupid old girl's gonna settle again. But that's one that she is like the first on the get out of here list. So if she's open, I'm not worried about it. Our red 53, she's a possibility for the next AI group. I'm more just double checking if there's anybody new and calling them off as I go by. Photo will be, and probably CF 913. I don't, oh, Peasy, that's good rub right there, kiddo. Well, apparently Dad broke a shear pin. At least this doesn't take too long. Well, let's see what happens. There we go. All right, it is Wednesday morning, technically. So home from work, and we're just gonna roll right into just kind of getting ready. Actually, just got a text from our vet. She's running a little bit behind. So it might not be until 1, but that's fine. We have other things that we can do. We can maybe get a load of manure, but we'll get everything cleaned up. We like to make sure the area's pretty decent and set up nice. That way things are just out of our way, the clutter and all that kind of stuff, and just be ready to go. Had to put stocking cap on. Like, temperature-wise, it's not bad out here, but when the sun goes away, we're still getting a lot of wind today, and it's chilly. It's coming out of the north. So what we're gonna do, since we have an extra hour, is we are going to, Dad's gonna haul manure kind of in between, and then I'm gonna clean while he's hauling. So that'll actually work out pretty good. I should have plenty of time to get everything ready. Well, we are getting awfully close. Our vet is about, she's about 15 minutes out, 10 minutes out. Gonna find, okay, yeah, that is plugged in. So just getting our vaccines ready. So nothing new here. Same stuff they got in the fall. It's the Vista 5VL5. So this is a live product, sub-Q, 2 mils each. And then same Alpha 7 MB. So that handles all the clostridial blackleg, and then also a pink eye. That's like been our standard for almost like 10 years. Come on, bud. All right, that went really well. Yeah, we had no issues. Everybody passed. But yeah, everybody did great. No real issues. Nobody acted up or anything like that. Everybody went through the chute really well. And these guys are no worse for wears. They're just fine. They're not hurting for nothing. Anything that was still left, kind of cleaned them up a little bit. I did miss one spot on the 313. This guy, cleaned him up pretty decent. We used to clip them, but these guys shed off pretty nice. And then we just put a brush to them. It's actually a horse brush. It works really, really good and helps get off any of the little leftover tags. 53, he's basically, we didn't have to touch anything on him, but they're all really good. So now we just have to decide what we're going to do with them. But until then, we're going to start hauling manure again. So we got 2 loads done, and we're going to start hauling some more. And in between there, then eventually I'll start feeding. And one thing I definitely try and do when we have days like this, whether it's bull check or preg check, Dad and I try to sneak in as many little side conversations, hit her with a couple other questions, and she always uses these. She's only here 90% of the time. She's only here twice a year, and she only lives half mile up the road. So she'll use these situations to kind of just see how we're doing, and she'll ask what we're vaccinating with and all that kind of stuff. So it's good for her too. All right, we're gonna pull the plug on hauling today. We got 5 loads done. But I mean, it's been a long afternoon. I mean, we got a lot done. You know, getting the bulls done, that's stressful enough, but with good results. Just going through, Dad's feeding out a bale, so I'm just going through and I need to confirm who was in heat. Pixel, you're getting pretty big there, kid. You got a lot of leg. Looking for Gimpy right here. See how he's doing today. Still not drooping on his ears or nothing. Oh yeah, he's right up there. I mean, still with a limp, but I mean, way better than even yesterday. So that's a good sign. That's a good sign. He's coming around. AC 431. Oh yeah, AC 431 was definitely in heat. All right, Thursday afternoon. Happy Friday Eve. All right, a little late getting back from work. Somebody in the office scheduled a meeting for 3 o'clock. Well, that's the time I normally leave. But Dad's been kicking ass and taking names out here today. So he's on his last load. But that's really good, because once this is done, the cows can go back over here. Once the cows are back in here, we can get our second AI group. Once we get our second AI group pulled, we can put factor out with the cows. Today, so obviously we want to finish this up and then we'll feed, but then kind of hoping to get down to the shop, and down there want to get the disc ready, so possibly tomorrow Dad can do some discing. Oh, and little number 50, little red steer calf that limping on that front right. Yeah, he's still getting better. Yesterday he looked a lot better. Today he looks just a little bit better than yesterday. All right, unfortunately, shop will have to wait till tomorrow. We got some other things we got to do. But yeah, about LN53, the nice bold ruler son. So there's a very good possibility, if everything works out and there's no issues, that guy is going to end up with Evan at EAB Farms in Minnesota. So Evan inquired into him a few weeks ago. We'll pull him out and we'll probably keep him in the barn, and then the other two, we'll move them back to where they were by the baby blue water. And those two will get distiller grains for a few more weeks yet, because they can, one, especially the little guy, can put on a few more pounds, because they're not going anywhere for a few weeks unless somebody wants them. So we're gonna throw some more ads out probably tonight or tomorrow. But yeah, Evan showed interest in him. I think he wants to hit some of that heterosis with some crossing up his Angus based cattle, and I think he'll do just the trick. I think he'll do just fine. I think he wants him for heifer bull, and I think he's definitely a decent candidate for heifers. It's always hard to say until you actually use them, because honestly they are technically unproven, but he does have the pedigree and he does have the numbers. He is DNA tested, so that gives a little bit of backing to those numbers. So he's definitely a solid prospect for that, and I think you're definitely going to get some growth behind him too, because he's been our best bull of the year for sure. And I think you cross him on those Angus based cows, and then you're going to get some great calves. He is all ready to go, and I just got to double check to see if he needs medical papers or not. I can't remember if she said he did. So, yep. So if you're a fan of Evan's channel, hopefully you'll see him there, or at least some glimpses of him. So that's pretty neat. I'm pretty excited for that. So that's not for today. We'll catch you guys tomorrow. Hey, how's it going? Happy Friday. All right. It is a damn nice day out here. Still a little breezy, but sun shining. It is shorts and t-shirt weather. Alrighty, down at the shop. Dad's gonna haul that load. He's hauling out load number 6, which is pretty darn nice. He's gonna haul that one, and I'm gonna start greasing on the disc. Should only take me about half an hour. All right, so we got it all greased up. I think there's only one zerk I gotta double check that didn't really want to take grease. Dad's gonna fire this up. We're just gonna start on this field that we had tried the ryegrass on. The disc might be all we need, and we know we're supposed to get some rain, so we know we need to turn over and get this rye kind of chopped up a little bit, and then that way it kind of loosens the soil up and there is that little skim on top. I jokingly but somewhat seriously told Dad, like, this year we're gonna have to like look at how many times we really disc a field or chisel and disc and that kind of stuff to, you know, save on fuel. And this ryegrass back here is actually like a foot tall now that we finally got some heat. But Dad might also need me to adjust how deep it's going. This thing does definitely do a really nice job. It's got that little like leveler like drag on the back. I would love to find one of those and put it on the chisel plow, because I think that would work really, really slick. Yeah, now we'll see how we're doing. Dad's going at just a slight angle. Oh yeah, that's doing a nice job. First one of the year. Doesn't have to be pretty. Just needs 4 leaves. Number 1. Well, we have come to the end of the day, end of another week, and a really good week too, with these guys getting tested and all passing. And then along with getting those guys tested, getting that main feeder area where the cows spend the winter, getting that cleaned. So for the weekend, ideal situation is going to be hauling manure and hopefully disking tomorrow. And then possibly Sunday, higher chance of rain, possibly getting those cows moved into the barnyard area and getting them sorted apart, run them all through the chute, break off our next AI group, possibly put seeders in at the same time, would be kind of sweet. So hope you guys liked the video. Please, on your way out, smash that like button. If you got any questions, please leave them in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe. It's totally free. Help support us here at Ohrmundt Simmentals. And as always, thanks for coming along.